So bad. Oh, I'm live. Okay, fantastic. Oh, okay. Hey, guys and girls. Words. Okay, you can hear me. So blurry. Okay. This is going to be me trying to redo today's video. Oh, it's still blurry. No, what? Screw it. I'll just literally anything I can find. Screw it. This is not clear enough. Anyway, okay. Hey, guys and girls, welcome to my channel. Apologies for the shit thing. I'm using my laptop to live stream. So I did a video yesterday titled I can see that showing up on the I can see how loud my audio is down here, so I'm sorry for that noise you would have just heard. Yeah, I tried to film this yesterday, it didn't go so well, so I'm doing this today. So I wanted to just do this live stream because I've recorded this video like 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and hi to whoever's watching. I've recorded this video like 3, 4, 5 times. Each time I forget something, I have to add something on, like it's too long. When I film it, I have to edit it, and if I've said like 40 minutes worth of something, goodbye to the person that just left. if I'm saying like 40 minutes worth of something, and then I'm not able to really edit it down to like 5-10 minutes, it's annoying for me, and I don't always have the motivation to edit a lot, but I wanted to talk about a few things. So first thing I wanted to talk about, it is National Suicide Prevention Month, and first of all I want to start off by saying my condolences and my thoughts to those people out there that have lost anyone as a result of suicide. It is not nice. It's not nice to be the person taking your life, and it's not nice to be the person that is hurt because someone left everyone they love behind in this world, because that was the only way they saw out. So I wanted to speak today about the reasons why people commit suicide and the reasons why people miss it, the signs. So the number one reason I seem to see amongst men is due to financial stress. For example, there was a man that owed, I think, like 10,000 to Robinhood or Trading 212, and then that ended up not being true. And he took his life because he thought he'd have to pay all that debt off, and he didn't know how to do it. There was a man during the pandemic, he had £4 in his bank account. His universal credit wouldn't get to him on time. He wouldn't be able to pay his bills, and he had daughters as well. He took his own life because of that. There's a man that didn't get universal credit in time, and he couldn't pay his bills, so he took his life over universal credit, and that's not the point. The point is obviously financial stress. And there was a man that was broken up with on live stream. His girlfriend broke up with him when he was live streaming, and he just got a gun out and just shot himself in the head on live stream. And yeah, apparently people had to get therapy after seeing that. That's horrible. It's some people feel like the only way they can really solve their problems, the only way that it will go away, and they think they'll end their suffering if they take their own life, which is not true. If anyone is suicidal, if anyone has lost someone to suicide, and you're feeling very depressed, that is not the answer. It is never the answer. Suicide does not end pain. It just transfers the pain onto someone else. Your mother or your father or your siblings or your best friend, it's never the answer. So I want to just talk about some of the warning signs perhaps parents should look out for, people should look out for in their friends. So if someone is usually very social and all of a sudden they're very socially withdrawn, they're very quiet, they're very just not interactive, then this is one of the signs. Another sign is if they're giving away their possessions. That's another sign. If they are... See, this is why I like to edit my videos. Yeah, if there's a way that they... and all of a sudden, if you know them well and you know something is off, pay attention to that. that may save their life. Pay attention to that. If they are talking about death, or they're using a lot of negative self-talk, that's a huge sign. Yeah. And I just want to say, especially if you're a parent, the moment when your child says to you they need to talk to you, that's when they need to talk to you. That's when they need to speak to you. The moment that they say, I need to talk to you, you could be on your Zoom call, you could be at work, you could be half the way across the world, you could be, laughing and joking at the dinner table, on the sofa, whatever. When they say they need to talk to you, that's when they need to talk to you. Not 2 hours later, not 2 weeks later, because it's very hard opening up to your parents. It's very hard, especially if they're very strict. You don't really feel you can go to them in the first place. But it's very hard opening up to your parents as a child, or as an adult, whatever age you're opening up to your parents, so when they get the courage, and when they have the motivation, and when they have the drive to come to you and talk to you about something, that's the moment when they need you. If you have a friend that calls you in the middle of the night, pick up. Doesn't matter if you're half asleep. They probably really, if a friend says to you, can I talk to you, reply. You could save a life, you could help them. I also want to say that if there is anybody who lost someone to suicide and you were very close with them, I do want to tell you, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. The thing is, depression is an illness. This is the thing. There are people that have committed suicide that had lots of money, that were very successful, that were doing well in life, you see, but depression doesn't care about that. Depression will get you. It will drain you. It's like this heavy cloud over your head. It's like this really intense feeling that just overwhelms you to the point where you can no longer cope with it. Do you know what I mean? So don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. I also want to say to anybody who is suicidal, you don't know what will happen on the other side. Once you make the decision to do what it is that you want to do, which is not the right thing to do, and it will not end your pain, you don't know where you're going to go. You don't know what's going to happen on the other side. It might not be what you expect, and it might not be any better than your reality right now. Believe me, it's not worth it. I also want to advise people that are suicidal to do what I do, because I have suffered with suicidal thoughts, and I will get onto that later. Wait it out. If you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, wait it out. Now, this sounds stupid, but I've done this because there's been times where I do have anxiety and depression. There's been times where I've felt suicidal. Wait it out. Whether it's days, whether it's weeks, whether it's months, whether it's years, wait it out. You can't see your kids get married and grow old if you are not here to see it. You can't meet the love of your life, experience the things that you're supposed to experience, go to lovely places, go on that amazing holiday, have children if you want, get the pet you've always wanted, get the house you've always wanted, the dream job. If you're not here to achieve it, life is not going to be easy. There's going to be obstacles put in your way to test whether or not you really want things, to make you stronger. Because the strongest people, whoever you look up to, whoever is an inspiration to you, if you have an inspiration, their life wasn't easy. They didn't start off with everything, being laid out, all the cards being laid out for them. They had to work to get to where they were. And everyone does. Nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to come and sweep you off your feet and take you to this dream life. It doesn't happen. Maybe some people have that and they're lucky, but most people will not get that. Most people will not experience that, The only gap between your dream life and right now is work. That's the only bridge between those two things, work. Now I'm going to talk about suicidal thoughts I've experienced myself. Now, I do have a form of OCD, which includes intrusive thoughts. OCD standing for obsessive compulsive disorder, because I'm sure there's a small audience of people who don't know what that stands for. Don't know why you wouldn't know what that stands for, but anyway. That probably sounded really rude. I apologize. It's just very obvious to me what that is. But yeah. So for example, I have these kind of intrusive thoughts. I don't get them as much anymore, but when I was growing up, I had these kind of intrusive thoughts that were like, if you don't touch this with both your left and right hand, something's going to happen to your mother. If you don't turn this around 3 times and clockwise and 3 times anti-clockwise, your dad's going to get into a car crash. If you don't do this at this particular time, if you don't look in the mirror, if you don't do this particular routine, this particular ritual, this particular behavior, then this is going to happen. X, Y, and Z is going to happen. You know, also I have the intrusive thoughts of laying in bed and my mind is showing me jumping from a high building. My mind is showing me on a train platform that is dark and then having it being brightened by train lights that are coming towards me. You know, I get the kind of dark thoughts that is like someone's walking up behind me, they're going to stab me. I'm walking down the street, you know, my brain's telling me someone's going to shoot you, get out a gun and shoot you. The person that's going to walk past you is going to stab you. You know, things that are so unlikely to happen. But that's how your mind works. When you have mental health disorders, you have to understand you are in control of your mind. Your mind is not in control of you. You are in control of your mind. Remember that. Okay. So what I've learned to do to stop these kinds of intrusive thoughts is practice visualization skills and learn to go into those intrusive thoughts and change them. That's something that works for me. Also, when you have intrusive thoughts where it's like, you know, that little voice in your head, not a psychotic voice, the voice in your head that you would hear if you're reading a book and you read it in your head, that voice, a normal kind of voice in your head. That voice, if it's telling you something's going to happen, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you could go, okay, well, I haven't done it, nothing's happened then, you know, or like argue with that voice, or be, you know, be like, yeah, whatever, okay, cool, yeah, you do what you got to do, you know, because that voice, it's like it's manipulating you to do these certain behaviors, carry out these certain rituals, you know, do these certain things in a certain way that you don't need to. I apologize if this is too loud. I'm going to try and move this further away because I can see the mic is like moving up and stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about now 2 times in my life that I've experienced suicidal thoughts the most. So the first time was probably so I got in a relationship with a girl. I'm not going to speak to she's a woman, but she acted like a girl. I'm not going to speak about her too much. Long story short, you know, she seemed nice. I got to know her, discovered she was only using me for sex. She was a cocaine addict, drug addict, sex addict. You know, not entirely sure she was faithful either. There's things I didn't know about her that I found out after me and her broke up. This was 2017. We dated for just a couple of months, but you know, after this individual broke up with me and years went on, I started to feel, you know, I've used dating sites, and on dating sites, I don't always tend to have, I mean, I get a lot of profile views, like thousands, but then I'll only get like tens of matches. You know, and when you're on sites like this and you message people and they don't reply to you, it plays on your self-esteem. It makes you feel worthless and undesirable and ugly. And that's how I felt. And that feeling, you know, when you have anxiety, you'll catastrophize things in your brain and you'll be like, oh, I'm never going to find someone. I'm going to die alone. I'm not going to be happy. So why don't I just take my life? You know, that's how, because people don't get that. People say, oh, just stop worrying. Just stop. It's not that simple. It's about the way that your brain is wired. It's about how the mental health disorder works. It's about what, you know, how it makes you think. That's what people who don't have mental health issues don't seem to understand. It's not that simple. You know, I've had people say to me, I think too much, I worry too much. Yeah, it's called anxiety. Read a book. And it's called depression. So Google is your friend. But something that stopped me from feeling suicidal is that I have found passions in my life. You know, found things I care about, found things I'm passionate about. Write down a list of all the things you're passionate about, all the things that you love, all the things you want to achieve. Make a notebook, a collage of 110 reasons why I need to stay alive, 110 things that I have to experience in my life before I die. I guarantee you, before you even get through those list of things, you won't want to die anymore. I guarantee you. Before you even get halfway through the list, your life will have changed and you'll be in a position where you won't want to, where you'll feel a lot better within yourself. The other times that I've wanted to off myself is I've gone through lots of periods as an adult. Now I'm approaching my mid-20s. There have been a lot of periods in my adult life where I have been unemployed. I have a strong personality. Many people cannot deal with that. I do not like being told what to do. I do not like receiving criticism. I've gotten better at handling criticism, but I hate being told what to do. Hate being bossed around. When you have helicopter parents and control freaks for parents, you don't want everybody else telling you what to do. You don't. It's the last thing you want. Yeah. So, and when your only serious relationship, proper serious relationship, is with someone that reminds you of your parents as well, yeah, in the sense that they always wanted to fight. You don't want that outside of those situations. And then this happens a lot, disassociating, when I talk about uncomfortable topics. But yeah, find things you're passionate about. I'm a plant mum now. I have a snake plant, a mother-in-law's tongue plant right here. It's my baby. Dogs are actually, I think, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I think there was a study done that shows that dogs can actually help improve depression. So can doing exercise. But the trick with that is you might lack motivation. So one thing that works for me is when I'm feeling like I'm lacking motivation and I'm procrastinating. If you don't reach the goal in a year's time from now, you're going to beat yourself up for the year that you've wasted. You won't get that year back. There's no time machine that exists, not yet anyway. You can't go back in time and redo it. So the way I think is, if I don't make the change, if I don't do the thing, then in a year's time, I'm going to feel bad about the fact that I've not done the thing, and then I'm going to feel more depressed. That is a great motivator to make changes in your life, and to find a passion. There's also some other topics I'd like to discuss. So let me get them up. When my phone's ready, that is. Okay. Find joy in the small things in life. This is something else I think that makes life a little bit more bright, laugh at your mistakes and, laugh at your misfortunes. Yeah, find things that give you joy. Find little things that give you joy. Maybe you change your sheets and you get into bed and you do like a little warm, cozy little dance sort of thing, like when you just change your sheets. Maybe going for a walk and feeling the grass. Maybe, I don't know, playing a certain game. Maybe watching the same video 2 billion times. I don't know. But yeah, if you are suicidal, I'm going to try and cut this off at 20 minutes. If you are suicidal, write down a list of all the things you want to experience in your life. And try not to allow yourself to have any of those kinds of thoughts until you've completed the list. And by the time you complete the list, your life would have changed. I promise you. It's easier said than done, but it's worth giving it a try. There's also therapy. And I want to stress that if you're a man, you do not always have to be strong. That's going to upset some people, I'm sure, but you're a human being as well. Yes, you're a guy. Yes, society tells you you're not supposed to feel. Yes, society tells you you're not supposed to cry. Fuck that. Fuck the taboo. Fuck the lad culture. Fuck all that crap. If you have emotions, you're allowed to express them. You're allowed to feel them in a safe space around people that you trust. And if you don't, go and see a therapist. If you're on a waiting list, you can go to BetterHelp. You can watch Kate Morton on YouTube. You can watch Teal Swan on YouTube. There's research. Just research or message me. I'm sure I can help you. I'm not professional, but I'm sure I can come up with some ways to help you. Um, yeah, if you end yourself, and I see it's gone over 20 minutes now, if you end yourself, you can't grow to be the person that you were supposed to become. You can't, removing yourself from the well just because things get hard isn't going to fix things. And you don't know what it's going to be like on the other side. You know, it's not going to end the suffering. Chances are, when you're on the other side, you would have regret what you've done, and there will still be suffering. Very likely, there will still be suffering. You'll feel worse because you won't be a person. You won't be alive. You will be dead. You know what I mean? You don't want that. I know you don't want that. And I know everyone that commit suicide didn't want to do that. Everybody who is suicidal is not what you want to do. You don't want to do that. You want to end your pain and your suffering. Research into your issues. Research solutions. Realize that it's not the end of the world. Things like this happen. Life gets difficult. When life gets difficult, the way to solve it is not by taking your life. It's not going to work. There's always someone to talk to. There is always someone that cares. There's always someone there for you. If you feel emotions, let it out. If you don't let out your emotions, if you bottle up your emotions forever, I'm talking to you men especially, it's going to come out in the form of an emotional breakdown. It's going to come out in the form of a mental breakdown. It's going to come out in the form of drug addiction, in the form of domestic abuse, in the form of reckless behavior. That's not a healthy way to get it out. That's not going to make anyone happy in the long term, especially not you, and especially not the people around you or anyone that cares about you. Please, if you do have mental health issues, if you are struggling with mental health, please seek help. Please. I don't care what you got between your legs, go and seek help. Because there are people out there that want to help you. If you have a long-term illness, because I know this is another reason why some people take their lives. If you have a long-term illness, there are specialists out there that are trained to take care of you. Ending yourself is not the answer. It's never the answer. There's so much to experience in life. There's so many restaurants you haven't been to. I guarantee you there is music out there that you will love, that you just haven't heard about yet, that you just haven't experienced yet, that you just don't know about yet. There's celebrities out there that you will have a crush on that you don't know about yet, that aren't famous yet, or that you don't know. There's so many languages to learn. There's so many places to go, people to see, things to do. Do you know all 7 billion people on the planet? Sorry, almost 8 billion. Do you know them all? No. So why are you going to let the minuscule amount of people that you know out of all the 7.8 billion roughly affect the way that you live your life? There are tens of billions of gazillions of people out there, and you're going to let a small fraction of people control your emotions, dictate what you do with your life, dictate how you feel, make you feel like you have to take your life. They're not worth that power. They're not worth having that power over you. And I want to also remind you, you're stronger than your mind. Learn to conquer your mind. Try and find all ways you can to conquer your mind. Your mind is going to tell you one thing, your body is going to tell you something different. You're in control of your mind, not the other way around. So, again, stay strong, people. This is National Suicide Prevention Month, which is going to be over in like less than 48 hours. I just wanted to do this video because I wanted to share my experiences. What works for me personally is waiting it out, making a list of things I want to do, finding a passion. I'm passionate about Italy, learning Italian, traveling. I'm passionate about eventually becoming an entrepreneur. Find your passions in life. Find what you love in life. Even if you're unemployed, you can still have a passion. You can if you're unemployed, and this is one of the reasons why you're suicidal, there are work programs. Did you know that? There are work programs you can do. You can do auditing, you can do mystery shopping. If you have a driver's license, you'd become a delivery driver. It's a skill you already have. Why not profit from it? You can do Uber driving, you can do Bolt driving, you can do Free Now driving, you can do Addison Lee driving. You can be a courier, whatever. You can be, you can work for the postal service, be a postman, postwoman. I guarantee you there are jobs out there. There are jobs out there. Wait it out. If you're feeling low, very low, wait it out. Give yourself a chance to get to know yourself. Really get to know yourself and learn how to love yourself. Even Google it if you have to. Google is your friend, I promise you. Okay. So I think the delivery of this video has been a bit harsh, but necessary, because I don't want people dropping like flies because of their mental health issues. I want people to fight and work through them. And that's it. Thanks for watching.